Welcome to another episode of In the Bloom of It All. I am your co-host, Tyree Montgomery, and I'm Shyann Montgomery. And today we are going to talk about raising daughters with intentions. So I guess it's kind of on me today.
So it's going to be very interesting. We have a couple questions. I have a few questions to ask her, and she has a few questions to ask me, both about parenting and what it was like to grow up under the same household, the same roof, with me and my sisters. So it'll be very interesting to get these perspectives. So let's get started.
So I'm going to kick off by asking the first question. And then we will just kind of see where it goes. These questions are fresh. We have not rested in them. We have not rehearsed what to think about. So this is going to be off the cuff. And yeah, should be fun.
It should be very entertaining.
Because I believe that we all have some ideas about how to parent our kids. But it'd be nice to hear what her perspective is on how she viewed that experience. I guess you're still viewing the experience because we're still blooming and evolving together. Okay. So the first question is, what moments stand out to you as shaping your perspective on how you were raised?
The main thing that comes to mind is, especially being one of like 3 or 4, like multiple kids, is like how we all interacted with you over time, and even just with that over time of like the youngest usually, the stereotype of like the youngest gets the most attention, and like the oldest is pretty independent and, does their thing. And then there's the whole middle child. So it's just like, I would say more of like being the oldest, I was pretty independent and, just being there and like helping with, my sisters when they were younger, especially when they were younger, slinging diaper bags, making bottles, doing all the things. Sister runs off in the grocery store, go get her while I finish doing the shopping. So it's like there's a lot of those things that I remember that stand out as like what my role was just as an older sister, and how that interacted with also being your firstborn at the same time. And then seeing how like my other sister, I was just like, gosh, it feels like they're getting away with murder. It's just like the difference of the things that they felt like they were allowed to do versus what I was allowed to do. And it's just like, interesting. It's a very interesting, because I'd be like, I feel like they get spoiled sometimes, but I've only seen it from my own eyes, so don't look at them. But yeah, I said those are the moments that kind of stand out more. Just like I am the oldest, so there's that responsibility. And then at the same time, like, well, I wanted a little bit more attention. I don't want to have to figure this out by myself. I want a little bit more help with things, like obviously y'all can't always help me with my pre-calculus homework, but it would have been nice to have some more help with math and homework and things like that. But I was just like, as you get older, I'm like, okay.
I'm sure a lot of parents can relate to that because that math was different. It just was totally different from.
Yeah, I don't know. But really, like I have the tools to start to be able to take care of myself, even if I wanted to be younger for a little bit longer, and I have the responsibility as an older sister. I was just like, can I just switch spots with them just for a little?
I could totally get that. And there were even times when, like, when Camry, she's the middle child, and then Akira is the baby. When Camry came along, of course, it was just me and you for a while. And I really didn't know what was normal, what was wrong, what was good. I just constantly got told that, oh, Shyann does this and she does that, and other kids are not doing that, and other kids are not doing that. I'm like, what do I know? I mean, like, she's my first kid, I didn't know.
First try, so she's
good. Yeah. All I know is that I seem to be fed a lot of information on how to raise you and what to do. And I just listen to a lot of different people, and I watch my mom, and I know how I was raised, and there was this other part of me that was like, okay, what would I want to do different from what my mom did? And then there were some things that I also did adopt from her. But I was just doing the most. Girl, I had you saying your ABCs every morning. You making your bed, your little toddler bed. And then we got you a actual twin bed when you were like 2. But you were so, everything was so regimented. Like all the alphabets was in your room. You remember that?
Yeah.
Heard you saying all your ABCs. On your way to school, you were singing your phone number. Remember that? You were singing your phone number. We were saying your address. Like, I was trying to make sure you knew how to get back in touch with me or something. Then, like, you call your mama, your daddy. Like, there was so many things that I integrated that was just like, just trying to make sure that um, you would be well equipped, And I probably started really early. I didn't know any better. So when I got to your sister, where she came, I was like getting burnt out. I was like, this is work. 2 young people, I mean, young kids driving me nuts. Sometimes I felt like I was stretched.
Yeah.
It's different when it's just one. So there are some things that I know I kind of like let go a little bit and I relax because, when you would fall and when you were sick or anything, I was called the vice nurse knew me by name. I called about everything. Yeah, they were just like, this is your first child, isn't it? And I was just like, yeah, we can tell, honey. It's okay. She's gonna be all right. So then when Cameron came to certain stuff, I didn't have to call as much because I had more experience. I had got a little wisdom. But I know for a fact when Akira came, I was like, call your sister. Call your sister. What did you tell your sister to get it for you? Because I was like, I think you get to a point as we talk about growing and blooming together, you are a different person with each child. I'm growing in a different season. So I know there was times where you'd be like, when I got out of school, you told me I had to do my homework first. Then I had to do chores. And, there was consequences.
Yeah.
With them, you just kind of like let them willy dilly. You don't go as hard on them.
I remember getting my phone taken away. It felt like all the time, but it was just like I didn't finish my chores or I didn't finish my homework or at a certain kind of grade, and so it was just like what I did had consequences. There was rules and things in place, and so I was just like, I just missed it this one time. It was just kind of like, dang, it was just one time. But at the same time, I mean, I'm as disciplined as I am now because of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's that.
And I definitely see that. And I also see where, you kind of have this maternal, you're not a mom yet, but you have this idea of what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Before it needs to be done. Even if it's not just disciplining your day-to-day routine, but even your advice and what is right and what is not right, And your sisters do too. I think the difference, like I was saying, is I was in a different space.
Yeah.
And I would say it would have been more beneficial to be that way with all of you guys. Even Akira told me one time, I kind of wish he was strict on me like he was with Shy because I think it would have worked for me. It would have helped me just like a little bit get some stuff done. Yeah. And I didn't look at it like that because it's like I don't know where I was at that season in my life, but I know I was tired.
Yeah.
And I know there was some things I realized just really wasn't that serious to be so aggressive about it and so on it. So I wish I would have been a little more laxed. But at the same time, I'm not regretful because I do see how disciplined you are and how that works for you to get things done. But if I would have been a little more in tune to be able to make those adjustments, to not ride so hard on what I thought needed to be done, you used to come home with barrettes in your pocket. Well, all of you guys. Like, the barrettes was not that deep. They were 99 cents a pack. But I was just like, that's one less thing I have to go out and do is buy more barrettes. But just things like that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that kind of circles into my question of like, how did you define what kind of parent you wanted to be? With grandma and like seeing, other mothers around, like, what did you decide? Ooh, I'm gonna take from that. Ooh, I'm gonna take from that. Or even as we got older, you were like, actually, I'm gonna let this one go. This doesn't apply here. Like, how did you make those decisions?
I think it just came over time.
Yeah.
I know I wanted to have a strong communication relationship with my kids. I definitely wanted you guys to always be able to come and talk to me.
Yeah.
So I wanted to learn how to create that space so that you always felt comfortable talking to me about anything, even the uncomfortable stuff. Um so learning, I read books. I took advice from people that had the kind of relationships with their kids that I wanted. I didn't care too much about taking advice from people where I saw that there was huge fractures in the relationships with their own children. Like, why would I go to them for advice? But I was definitely open to learn from books and people that I was like, oh, they really have really retro, but like how to do that. And then not only that, there was certain things my mom did with me, like having confidence. Like I never recall me being in a situation where I felt pressure to have to do what everybody else did.
Yeah.
Or felt like, oh, if I don't do that, then I'm not, like I'm missing out. I always was okay just dancing to the beat of my own drum. If I like it, I like it. And if they don't like it, it's for me, not you. So I don't care. I've kind of always been the person that everybody's going that way. And I'm just like, well, what's there? I'm not going just because everybody else is going. So I wanted to instill that in you guys to be able to walk in a leadership role in your friendships, in every area of your life. Just make a conscious decision because it's for you and not doing what the rest of the crowd is doing. So I even went to my mom and asked her, "Here, but what did you do to make us feel so like confident like that?" But I know one thing. Mama always told us that we was pretty, we were beautiful. Or she'd be like, "My daughter's inspiring."
That's more like
Yeah, she's like, "My daughter's, baby, y'all fine. Them is my kids." you know, and you hear that enough, you be like, "I'm dope. I am fine." Like I feel good. So she always told us how beautiful we was. And I know that was something that I definitely wanted to adopt and do with you guys because I was like, I never really questioned. If I to this day, if I go in a room, I feel good about myself and not comparing myself like, oh, how some people feel, wondering if they put together enough. This is what I wanted to wear.
Yeah.
It's okay. So I wanted you guys to have that confidence. I also wanted to make sure that I was a parent that listened to your side of the story and not shut you down or quiet your voice when you're trying to explain. Like, yeah, you're in trouble. You did this.
But that's you ask us questions. So like, so how did we get here?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose to do what you did? And I'm like,
Well,
she did it.
Eve.
Not fully. I didn't do it by myself.
Yeah. Yeah. So you felt that. You got that. So it's not just in my mind that okay. Because I know your dad to say, wait, we're just like, we need to, and I think it's a generational. Our parents' style was their style, and I truly believe they did a great job. Um, I just do wish I would have had a little more opportunity to explain what happened because you see one version as a parent on the fly, but there was more to it.
Because I'm like, if I get to explain, maybe my punishment would be slightly different. I'm going to have a punishment. I acknowledge this.
But you're like, I need a trial.
Or can I at least provide a bit more evidence, Your Honor, to explain why we got here today?
Right.
That's all I'm asking. And like being able to do that, it didn't feel like, oh, it's I'm the adult, I know better. Like I saw it. This is what it is, and that everybody's in trouble. And it's just like that isn't helpful, And I'm like, dang. Or just like you're a kid when you need to be in a kid's place, and that is what it is. And I'm just like, God, it sucks. Like, when do I get to have my say? When I'm 30 with children? I'm like, that's not fair. But I think, like, with us, it really would be like we standing up in the lineup and, you and dad just talking to us. So, like, what happened? Why are we here? Like, what happened? Because y'all been going back and forth about the same thing. So, what's going on? Y'all all in trouble. That's the starting line. You're all in trouble. I'm like, okay, well, since we're all in trouble, let's all just explain.
Let me say my part.
Making my punishment will be 2 days rather than 3. Like, and I just it's a little bit.
And I didn't believe in like whipping y'all.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see that was something that worked. Because when I was growing up, I got spanking, and in that moment, yeah, it hurts. It's like, oh my gosh, but you forget the pain, and the next time something come up, you be like, I could do this and get what I want for a few seconds of pain. I think it's worth it. I'm gonna do the thing.
It's worth the whoop.
Yeah, it's worth it. I mean, it's only gonna be hurting for a little while, and I'll be back. I mean, it just wasn't something that stuck, or that I was feeling like it wasn't worth risking it all. Why not?
I mean, we didn't get whoopings, but I was like, didn't get that was enough. I was like, I felt like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, because like, I know for me, I just didn't want to disappoint you guys. So even any sense of getting in trouble was just like, dang it, I just messed up. Like, gosh, I was just trying to have fun, and there's nothing left. Like, oh gosh, but
I think that goes back to one of the things that we did try to make sure that we did well was the defining line of what respect your parents look like, opposed to doing it out of fear.
Yeah.
Like we didn't want you guys to be afraid of us. We wanted you to respect us for good reason. So we had to give you good reason to respect us, because I feel like it goes both ways, as you get older, definitely. So that was achieved because you felt, I don't want to disappoint. I don't want to disrespect, and it's just being obedient.
I also felt like if I told the truth, I would probably have a slighter punishment. If I lied about it and then you found out the truth, then I would have more of a punishment because I lied about it rather than just tell the truth and just getting my punishment as it is. Now my punishment's going to be longer because I also lied to you.
And it taints the trust.
Yes. And so it's just like, I'd rather tell you the truth because I knew it when I lied that one time, my punishment was a week. I don't want a week. I'll take a couple of days and extra chores, please. I'll tell you the truth.
Right. So that to me was some of the main things, is giving you guys a voice, and then also making sure that, you guys did get consequences, but that everybody understood why this was happening, and giving you guys an explanation as to why it happened, why these consequences happened, and how we think you should do it better next time. So it's not just wham bam.
Yeah.
So now you know how to approach the situation in the future. I feel like that's really important too, because you can be like, don't do this. Okay, then what should I have done? Yeah. Because I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought it was okay. But if you don't explain to your child, then they don't know, and then walking away, not exploding right in the moment. I had to walk, baby.
She said pause.
I had to walk away a couple times.
She's like, go to your room so I can actually process.
I mean, that avoids the spankings, to be honest, because look, I think Camry probably the only one she'd be able to test to that one day on here. But she's the only most spankings. That girl was like, she was like, I don't care. I'm going to do this in front of you. Like, in like, she was more like, why? Yeah. But why? And you was just like, okay, all right. And Kira, I think she was just watching. Like, she messed up. She messed up. I ain't doing that.
And Kira's like to tell herself. She's like, I did it. I let the water on. I let the dogs outside. I did it.
Exactly. Gosh. And I think I'm tired now. I think I need a nap.
I'm going to sleep.
I'm tired. Yeah.
Shout out to Kira. Very honest. Yes, she was very honest.
Yes.
She's like, I did it. So you don't need to tell on me. I'm telling myself.
Right. And them. She like, come, Mom. Remember you said that they're not supposed to do this? Come, let me show you. And be like, boom, they're doing it. She'd be like, I don't know where Cameron's at going. So I'm like, cause you always telling on her. That's why. But yeah, you guys were good kids. There wasn't no major stuff that I can think of. And y'all can probably count how many times y'all ever got a spanking because I feel like I put the fear of Jesus in y'all very early. Um, but communication was really key. I'm sure I fumbled and we made lots of mistakes because we're human. And there have been times when you just so tired and you just yell, but always coming back to apologize is important. Yeah. Not just letting it be what it be, but humbling them enough, myself enough to be like, they need better understanding and go back and apologize where we made mistakes and actually make the adjustments to do better. And I think you still do that today. Like I really try to make that a non-negotiable. It's a must because I don't want y'all coming back to me when y'all 35 and 40 and say you did know we had an open forum in this relationship, so you can come and talk to me anytime. Yeah. So I think those were some things. Um, were there rules you didn't understand then that you appreciate now?
Yeah, let's see. That's like I feel like that goes in the same lane of just like certain rules that we had around, like doing your chores or like learning about responsibility in that way. Um, and like knowing that if you do something wrong or you don't do it right or whatever it may be, you don't take care of your responsibilities, there are consequences to that. And at the time, it was just like, dang,
there's consequences for everything.
I can't do nothing.
That's what it felt like. I can't do nothing at all. Here we go talking again.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, but like I said, it helped me to be more disciplined and helped me to actually like, no, I need to take care of my stuff. If I want rewards and I want to go places and I want to hang out with friends and all those things, if I want new stuff, like I need to make sure I have taken care of my responsibilities. One, so it's just like it's done, and show that I can do it. But also, it's like I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to be in trouble, so I'm gonna just do what I got to do, so I don't have to get in trouble anymore. Yeah, and it's just like having that level of standard for myself of like doing things, doing it on time, doing it the right way, asking questions if I don't know how to do it properly, and then striving for a certain level of like a standard or excellence of myself and knowing that I can do these hard things and I can do it well and just more believing in myself and like not doing something because there's consequences, but doing something because there's reward. And like, I want the reward. I don't want the consequences. Yeah. So I will do what I need to do so I can get reward for that. And I mean, I say that has trickled into I'm very much like I'm doing it for the gold star. Always. I've always like I want the gold star, the stickers, the A+, all those things. And that's just the kind of person that I am. And so I feel like I apply that to just my daily life overall.
I wonder if that has anything to do with how you were raised in the very beginning. We had a star system for you potty train.
Don't recall.
But I wonder if subliminally, like I just thought about that. So when you used to go potty, we would go in and you get to pick a sticker on the board.
Yeah.
And it is in the bathroom.
Literal stars.
Yeah.
Literal stickers.
Those stars, colorful stars. Yeah. And then at the end of the week, if you did good all week, you got something special. I wonder if that has anything like ingrained.
That's deep. You wouldn't be surprised.
That's deep.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because when you start saying ghost stars, here I go.
I mean, they also do it in school too. Like at elementary school, everybody has a star system, and you do certain things to get pizza parties. That might be where I got it from. And like, I even like some of the stores too. Like some of the classrooms had like little stores. You get little stickers. If you have enough stickers, you've been trading your stickers for like putty or some kind of toy, bouncy balls, candy. Like I was always like, I'm gonna do what I need to do because I want the bouncy ball, I want the candy, I want the whistle, like I want all this stuff.
Incentives were everywhere. Even when you go to the doctor, they give you stickers afterwards. And at church, y'all get to know
for the incentives. Listen, I'm an adult and I still be looking at jobs like, what are the benefits? I just need to know.
Can I get to the bonuses?
So how can I get to this part of the ranking to receive these things for free?
Right.
Like, I just want to know what's the end all.
Right. I want the effort.
Well, I want to get there. So I just need to know what I need to do to get there. show about time to this, that, and the other. Guy.
Right. Done. Easy. Easy. Gold star. Gold star. They're like, there's still no gold star.
There's gold stars. I'll just put stickers here myself. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It works.
It works just fine. But yeah, I think, like you said, the parenting through the seasons, I feel like I also saw that too. And, growing up with my sisters, it's just like, no fair, they let them do that. Like, I would have to do this, and this, And then there's other times where it's just like, no, I appreciate my freedom and responsibilities. Now I don't have to go home and do my chores or anything. And while my sister's like, dang, we can't go for me to do our chores. I said, sorry. I did it. I don't know what to tell you. But there are qualities, I would say, with my sisters that they have that I do admire, and where I'm just like, I do know that I can be a little hard on myself and be a bit more stern or like so focused on the goal or just structured, where it's just like, I wish to let loose a little bit more and not have to worry about things so intensely sometimes. And that's more just a pressure I put on myself, not necessarily from you all, but it's just like, I do want to make y'all happy. I do want to make you guys proud.
I think it's the first child situation. Because I'm like that with my mom. I'm very much so trying to make sure I do things a certain way. It's like you have this inherited level of responsibility.
Yeah.
Even if it's not completely, it's like, it's just known. Like, you just know, as that first child, and like you said, one of you guys have your own qualities. Like, Camry, she's more outgoing and adventurous. She doesn't have much fear with a lot of things. And it might be because, she's in that middle area where she can look to you and then she sees.
She's like, oh, okay, she did this way, so I'll do it like, yeah, with a little sauce.
Yeah. She's going to have a good time. Yeah. She's going to have a good time. And she's going to just try things, You're a little more strategic. Like, I have to figure out how to get a benefit, how it's going to be
very logical. Try to be very practical with my decisions. Like, I'm always thinking like 6 steps ahead. And I feel like with Akira, I appreciate like how she's bold. She's bold, but she's also very like, no, like I'm not doing certain things.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. And I don't have to explain myself. And I'm just like, shout out to you. Like, she's just not going to just let things just roll over her. Like, she's like,
and she'll ask all the questions. I don't care how often they are. I let you know what this is.
And okay, she's very firm. Very like her decision making process. She's like, I have all the things I need to know. Cool, not doing it anyway. It's not a discussion.
As the firstborn, you're kind of like, well, I try to do this, but yeah,
no, I don't have to. So
yeah, and Camry is sometimes like that too. She'd be like, I ain't feeling it, but who all doing it? I got your back. How come?
I'll do it. She said, I'll do it for the plot.
Yeah. But if you ask Akira head on or Camry head on as well, they show up.
Yeah.
They'll do whatever needs to be done. Like, and I think that's the thing we feel as the firstborn, like you just have to, and then after that, I think they have a choice.
Yeah. Well, that's a nice line.
I think it's like an internal obligation. You don't even realize it. They say we're exercising our right to choose. We like you get those?
Right.
Firstborn is different.
Okay. Mom! That's how it be. I'm a half mom thing. But I don't want to. Ooh, especially when it came to like the phones too. I was like, no, they need to start from the beginning. I had a flip phone. I needed to this phone. Why they get iPhones out the gate?
Right.
Oh, I was heartbroken. I said, what you worried? I was just like, I wanted these like right there. Yeah, I said they need to be pushing buttons. Like I'm over here pressing H 4 times. Like, come on. Recording ringtones on the radio. They need the same.
They said they went from budding to blooming too fast. They need some time.
I said, whoa. I said, I worked hard. I saved up my coins for that iPhone. What you mean?
Just jump in.
I said, they can't get a flip.
Right, they need something.
Just a flip.
She said, humble them.
For a little. They get unlimited minutes. I heard minutes. They don't even remember that. 70 cents a word. It was a lot. To send a text message. I said, oh my
After 9 o'clock.
please.
It's unlimited. After 9 o'clock.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to bring Cameron and Kira on here so they can share their sides of the story.
Yeah.
We'll probably do some fun game questions, something to incorporate them in. So stay tuned. Shout out to Cameron and Kira. Y'all coming up here.
They're right.
Y'all gonna say hi to the blue of us together. It's gonna be a very entertaining episode. So
Oh my gosh, I'm going to embrace myself.
the Montgomery sisters are characters.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
So they come from her. So obviously,
Yeah.
you like that no matter what.
You know, it's a great trait to have. I'm telling you, it's great.
Lots of laughs. So be careful. Be tuned in. Have your snacks. Get your popcorn.
She said, be careful. It's a warning from an announcement to the warning.
Warning, you will be laughing your socks off. That's all I gotta say.
Because all three of you guys are hilarious in your own way. Like, so funny. And I find myself cracking
It literally, like, being with it, it feels like improv. Like, it just, we don't know how we get there, but we play off each other all the time.
And Cameron and Akira, they finish each other sentence. Or they say stuff at the same time.
Yes.
And they're not twins.
No, they're not twins. They're not twins at all.
But all you guys were almost 3 years.
Yeah, they're about 3 years apart for each.
That wasn't planned. Yeah. But it was great. It was, because you guys, I love that no matter what, you guys have cultivated a relationship with each other that I feel like is a strong bond that any mother will want their child, their daughters specifically.
And they're like not just my sisters, like they're my friends.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Instant friends. Well, with that, I'll leave that there for y'all. Like, you will see them soon. Yes, for sure. But thank you all for watching and spending time with us.
Yes, and remember that you...
Yeah, healing is hard work. Composure.
And you're never on this journey alone.
So until next time,
Have faith
and keep blooming.
Keep blooming.